Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I am Natasha and I'm glad that you stopped by today. I'm sharing a cute and easy Halloween card using some products from Hero Arts as well as Cardstock Warehouse. I am using the Boo to You dies and the Happy Halloween dies from the Hero Arts collection, and then I die cut the words from that Happy Halloween die set out of black Mirricard, and all of my cardstocks come from Cardstock Warehouse. I will have them linked down below for you to check out if you have not already. So I did go ahead and die cut out the pieces of my ghosts are some Inkjet glitter paper, that's cardstock from Cardstock Warehouse. I'm also using a bunch of pinks and a splash of orange, and again everything will be linked down below for you to check out. But I did die cut the broom out of two different pink cardstock so that I can layer them up. I also die cut the witch's hat out of a different pink cardstock just so that I can have some dimension and not need inking. So I'm just using the different tones of pink to add my dimension and foam squares, of course, instead of having to do extra inking. I do have all of the steps in a blog post that was on my blog as well as the Cardstock Warehouse blog. So if you would like more details and specifics, you can head over there to check everything out. But moving right along, I also used the Rosa cardstock to cut out the backers for the words. And again, my words are cut out of black mirror cardstock. I am popping those up using foam to give more dimension on my card. Since there are a ton of elements, but at the same time there aren't, since I'm missing, inks and other things. I wanted to make sure that the dimension was there so that there is interest all throughout the card. I'm also going to use this same black mirror cardstock to add backers to my ghosts later on so that their eyes aren't fully see-through. I want those to be black. So I do use the scraps of this cardstock and some wet adhesive to add those on. Okay, now I can say that all of my main elements are assembled, so I just start cleaning things up and kind of figuring out what I want my arrangement to be. I would love to use all of the ghosts, but I end up not using them all. I also want to have a ghost wearing the witch's hat, so I just take my time here and try to figure out my placement before I add things onto the card panel. And I am using an A2 card panel of Rose Quartz Stardream, and it has a slight shimmer to it. So again, creating texture, dimension, contrast using different cardstocks. As you can see, after actually placing things on that card panel, I'm unable to put a ghost with the hat on into place. So I work through this and I end up just adding the hat to the top of the O. I want to make sure that my broom is seen, since I did kind of offset the bristles of the broom, and I wanted to make sure all that detail is there. I am also going to add on a bat, but one of my ghosts did get left off, and I'm just going to keep it to the side for another project. I again am creating more dimensions, so I use foam to pop up the sentiment. I do glue a couple of the ghosts directly to the card panels so that they are in the background, but I pop up all the things that I want in the foreground. So there is some extra dimension to this, since I also popped up the words and parts of that broom. But I think this is such a cute little card that took some minimal effort. I spent most of my time die cutting the words, but that was actually kind of simple. Actually, I spent most of my time adding the foam to the back of the letters. So if you don't want to have that extra dimension, you don't have to do that. But this card came together pretty quickly, and this is how it is looking. I did end up going in with some black splatter, and then I also added some extra dots using a black paint pen or a flare pen, just some black pen. I just went in and added a few dots to add a little more interest to that background. But yeah guys, this is what my card is looking like. if you are interested in any of these cute products, please be sure to check out the description box down below. But that is all that I have. Thank you so much for joining me today.